Let's learn about the dark side about Power Rangers.
Power Rangers were an unstoppable monster butt-kicking team. But behind the scenes, these teenagers with attitude were fighting against some forces too dark for Saturday morning kids' TV. Perhaps the biggest tragedy of the original Power Rangers was the death of Thuy Trang. In the first 2 seasons, Trang played Trini, a brainy and athletic.
Now here's the thing, right? I wonder, look, I haven't seen this. I wonder are they going to go into JDF's past, and I can only imagine that they will. But a lot of people miss her, you know? I think a lot of people still do. You have to wonder if she was never convinced to join to leave the show, what would her career have been? You know, she was a rising star.
Athletic teen who was gifted the powers and spirit of the saber-toothed tiger when she transformed into the Yellow Ranger. Between 1993 and 1994, Trang appeared in a total of 80 episodes before exiting the series. After that, she only appeared in 2 more projects, Spy Hard and The Crow City of Angels, before leaving acting behind entirely. Trang never appeared in another project. In 2001, the actor was killed in a fatal car accident when she was only 27 years old. Decades later, in 2023, Trang's Power Rangers co-stars reunited for the 30th anniversary project Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always, which paid perfect tribute to Thuy Trang.
Ah, there you go. There you go. I'm like, I knew like you cannot do any Power Ranger video breaking down like anything with a Power Rangers without like touching on JDF. It's mandatory.
This hour-long special centered on Trini's daughter, Min, who takes up her mother's Yellow Ranger role.
Whoa, it actually worked!
You're a ranger.
A legit ranger!
Longtime Power Rangers fans tend to agree that out of all the Rangers in the series canon, none are more impressive than Tommy Oliver.
Hey, the goats. Hey, look, it's a reason they call him the goat.
I am the GOAT!
Jason David Frank first appeared as Tommy in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers as the Green Ranger, only to become the White Ranger, Red Ranger, and Black Ranger in his time with the franchise.
To the fall of Zordon and the destruction of the Power Rangers!
He was the original team's first secret weapon, eventually became their leader, and later transitioned to a mentor role for future Power Ranger generations. Ultimately, Frank appeared as Tommy in over 200 episodes of the franchise.
Hey, you Dino Thunder ninjas, I'm thinking about starting Dino Thunder. I'm thinking about it. Like while I'm in the car or whatever, I'm thinking about it.
With his final performance in 2018. For Power Rangers fans everywhere, there was no tragedy more heartbreaking than Frank's death. The actor died by suicide in 2022, having struggled for some time with mental health issues. Following her husband's death, Tammy Frank told People magazine, "Jason was a good man, but he was not without his demons. He was human, just like the rest of us." Frank's final live-action performance was in the Power Rangers.
Where is this at? Hey Aaron, when is Legend of the White Dragon coming out? Is it done? Is it picture locked? Is it color corrected? Or the sound of, Aaron, he just keeps like, oh, we got to do this. We got to do that. And he jokes about it as if it's not important to the fans. Like, oh, we might just do it for the summer. You know what? What about Jason's birthday? You know what? I don't know, guys. Sometime soon we're going to see this.
You keep talking over me. Then I can't answer, and why am I here then?
Inspired feature film Legend of the White Dragon, which was originally scheduled to be released in 2024 before post-production delays pushed it back. As one of the longest-running original cast members,
post-production pushed it back. That is cappity cap.
Stop the cap.
Now, it's rumored that your boy Aaron is going to make the movie about him. We'll get to it.
Of the franchise, fans wondered for years why David Yost, who played the original Blue Ranger Billy, left the show after Power Ranger Zeo. He finally gave an answer in a 2010 interview with no pink spandex.
I walked off set one day, and the reason that I walked off is because I was called one too many times.
Yost explained that the
Hey, what if I told you that was cap? I don't know. Somebody said it was cap.
Writers, producers, and directors made fun of him for his sexual orientation while on set. The vibe he got was that he couldn't be gay and be a superhero. Leaving Power Rangers gave the actor the opportunity to get a handle on his own life and work through his own mental health struggles. For decades, Yost kept the franchise at a distance, refusing to return for specials or guest appearances, until 2023.
I might have to block you. I probably do.
Why did he come back? That's what I want to know. Was it the money? The passion? Why did he come back, man? It's a shame how he did. Brent lied about it, but here we are.
When he came back for Netflix's reunion special, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always. Austin St. John may have been the face of the original series, having brought the Red Ranger Jason to life.
Austin's PP fraud.
But his behavior off-screen was anything but superhero-like. In 2022, St. John was arrested for COVID-19 related fraud after receiving over $400,000 in Paycheck Protection Program loans.
They got the facts wrong. Damn, it wasn't over 400,000. It was 225,000? They got the facts wrong, man. That's wild. That's wild.
In May 2024, the actor was found guilty of 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud. But this isn't the only controversy.
Austin, get him. You wasn't found guilty. You pled guilty. Tell them. Tell them you pled guilty. Oh, man. Who's writing this stuff? AI? I think AI may have wrote this script.
The original Red Ranger has found himself embroiled in. That same year, St. John was called out by his former co-star Amy Jo Johnson for a clothing brand he announced that pulled quotes from different warriors throughout history, including Adolf Hitler. When the clothing line, which...
You don't understand how massive this is for Looper to include this in this video, man. Like, it is, you must, look, today we ring the bell on Austin St. John. Like, at least the AI did their goddamn research, all right? Yes, it has to be AI. I know it screams AI, but this in a Looper video, granted, you know, Power Rangers ain't what it was. You know, back in the day, these Power Ranger Looper videos would be like well over 1 million views. But hey, 34,000? Ooh.
St. John later rebranded as Wise Leader, launched in April 2024. There were thankfully no Hitler quotes to be found. Instead, Wise Leader features only positive historical figures, as well as some of the actor's personal heroes, including Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris. In 1995, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was hit with a ban in Malaysia, but not for any reason you'd likely guess. It was because of the word Morphin in its title. Of course, longtime fans know that Morphin is really just another word for the transformation the Rangers undergo from being normal teenagers into super-powered superheroes. But that's not how Malaysia took it. Evidently, Morphin sounded too much like the word morphine, which raised some immediate red flags. After initially...
All right, that's random. Morphine and morphin. Like, here's the thing. You can't even get your hands on morphine. The street drug equivalent of morphine is heroin.
Banning the series completely, the country eventually decided to allow the show to be aired, provided the aforementioned word was deleted entirely. While it's unclear if the word had to be removed from every individual episode, Malaysia relented on Power Rangers as long as audiences didn't think the children's series was promoting drug use. Though Power Rangers merchandise was all the rage in the mid-90s, the series was criticized by some parents who deemed...
Damn, who's making them now? Oh, Playmates, right? But I think Hasbro just keeps licensing it out there. Like, Resilient Toys is going to be a thing. We're going to have some Power Ranger. Thunder Collection, I did a video on it recently.
Too violent for their children. A 1994 New York Times piece quoted one concerned parent who believed the show sent a message to children that violence is a great way to solve problems. The very same article noted that 25% of the show contained violent action sequences, a number that prompted the Canadian channel YTV to remove Power Rangers from its lineup. But Canada wasn't the only country concerned about...
What was a more violent kids show than Power Rangers? There had to be one out there. There had to be one that was, I mean, maybe because it was live action, they considered it more violent than something like animated. What was more violent than Power Rangers growing up?
Controversial topic. Power Rangers was also removed from the air in Norway, Sweden, and Denmark after a young girl was killed in an incident completely unrelated to the show itself. The Los Angeles Times reported on a study that said kids who watched the series were 6.
Yeah, Ren and Stimpy were for people on acid. if you know the lore about Ren and Stimpy, it was for people on acid.
Times more likely to resort to violence when dealing with conflict.
Some of you guys might think I'm out there looking for trouble, ready to get in the fight. That's not what I'm about. That's not what martial arts is about.
Still, Power Rangers survived, despite protests from some.
Guys, WWE is not a cartoon. It's not a kid show, man. What are you talking about? They like, I know we all watched it as a kid, but that wasn't coming on like your mornings before school or Saturday morning.
And has since built a 30-year legacy that stands strong on its own. Starring on Power Rangers came with some pretty undesirable working conditions, mainly concerning compensation. The cast struggled to earn a living wage while working on the show, despite filming 40 episodes before the series even aired. The pay was so bad that Austin St. John was forced to live in his car for a time after he left the series. Even before that, he couldn't afford a place of his own. The actor told Entertainment Weekly in 2018, "Walter Jones and several of the stunt guys, we moved into the same house to try and save money because we weren't paid well at all." In a 2012 interview with
Austin St. John was homeless for years, according to my inside sources, for
No
years.
Pink Spandex, Amy Jo Johnson let the cat out of the bag.
Literally, we were being paid, I think, like top $600 a week.
Due to low pay and poor working conditions, the Power Rangers brand ultimately became known for its frequent turnover, with the entire roster of Rangers rotating out every season or two across its 30 years on the air. Though Mighty...
You know the crazy thing is, it was not designed for the Power Rangers to rotate out every so often. It just so happened that the three who wanted to buck the system started it. And then once these three people left and they saw that, hey, we could replace them with minimal to no impact or a slight impact, and they had a new leader in Jason David Frank, then that became the formula. And I think Amy Jo Johnson said it best. Like, I wonder if we all stuck together and stayed, or even just stuck together, indicating that they were never together, like, you know, other people have tried to indicate, what would have happened? Would they still be Power Rangers? I'm not sure. And shout out to my man Juicebox Poppy, who says Powerpuff Girls was more violent than Power Rangers. Have you seen them F up Mojo Jojo? I mean, that was super fictional. If I was to say anything that was more violent than Power Rangers, it would be Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon, bro. Sailor Moon. But thank you, Juicebox. Let's continue, guys.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers started with 5 teenagers with attitude. The franchise grew far beyond the heroes who fans first fell in love with. Never was that more clear, though, than in the two-part
There we go.
Passing the Torch episode, The Power Transfer.
A power transfer? Is it possible?
It is possible, but very difficult.
About halfway through the show's second season, Austin St. John, Twee Trang, and Walter Emmanuel Jones left the Power Rangers to join a global peace summit. But why? Well,
hey, because they wanted more money. They didn't have the foresight to see that being on a show was better than not being on a show. Guys never quit a job without having one lined up. And what they did was they thought that, hey, we were going to buck the system and they were going to call us back. And they basically was like, nah, kick rocks.
the simple answer is that the original cast wanted to be paid more, and Saban Entertainment wouldn't play ball. St. John told the Huffington Post in 2014, "I could have worked the window at McDonald's and probably made the same money the first season."
Hey, that's Cap. We did the calculations. We did the calculations for back in the day, and I think you had to work like 80 hours or something to get what they were making on Power Rangers in 1 week. So this is just a statement that was, I mean, it sounds good and it reads good for media and it provides great shock value, but in practicality, that's not true.
It was disappointing. It was frustrating. It made a lot of us angry. Sadly, there wasn't much the leading stars could do about it. Once the power transfer was complete, the 3 stars never appeared on the original series again. If you always thought it would be fun to party with the Power Rangers, then you should have lived in Los Angeles in the mid-90s. Back then, you may have had your chance. According to Walter Emmanuel Jones, he and his roommate/co-star Austin St. John threw wild Hollywood parties regularly. He told the Huffington Post in 2014, "We had pool tables, we had a trampoline, we had a huge Burmese python that was 12 feet long, and we'd just have a good time."
A bunch of stuff that doesn't matter now. I bet you hindsight right now, they'll give all that up to never leave the show. All that up. I mean, I'm sure, we caught Walter saying it. You probably won't get Austin St. John to say it, but they'll give all that goofy stuff up to have not left the show.
Sometimes, the pair would come home to find around 150 people in their home in Glendale, California. David Yost described
that. I mean, that's insanity. You're partying while you broke. While you broke. And Rod Steller is absolutely right. Dragon Ball Z is more violent. Facts.
That's a truthful statement.
Didn't even think of that. But yeah, Dragon Ball Z was way more violent. Way more. Facts. All right, Dragon Ball Z, guys. Anything more violent than Dragon Ball Z on the Saturday morning?
Described these parties as more of a frat house, but noted that they always produced the most memorable stories. According to St. John, "We had some parties that were so big. Inevitably, somebody would call the police and a helicopter would show up and put a spotlight on the backyard where we had a volleyball net." As much as we loved Thuy Trang as Trini, the truth is that she wasn't the first actor to play the Yellow Ranger. When Saban Entertainment
Never be these guys. Never be popular and broke. Give me corny and comfortable. I'm not trying to be popular and broke. And there's nothing cool about that.
was still trying to sell the Power Rangers to Fox Kids, the production had cast Audrey Dubois as Trini for
Oh man, I forgot she was the original Yellow Ranger.
the first attempt at a pilot episode.
At the time, the audition was called Dino Ranger.
Ooh, Galactic Productions getting some shine in the Looper video. Now, rumor has it that Zach Taylor McGinnis is no longer like as active as he once was because of all the JDF stuff from stepping back, you know, all that goofy stuff. Because people just not rocking with him. I think there might be a new person running the show. I think it's a girl, if my sources are correct.
Rangers. It wasn't Power Rangers.
The former Ranger explained that Trini was originally written as a scaredy cat who couldn't fight to save her life, but all of that changed when Dubois impressed the producers with her karate moves. She opted not to continue with the series though. She was unsure if she wanted to pursue acting as a career and didn't want to uproot her life for the opportunity. Dubois left the series without saying goodbye to the new friends she had made, forcing the show's producers.
Damn, I know she wish she would have stuck it out, man. I mean, like, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know when you put up a fuss about money, that when you leave, that your career is about to just, you know, pewter out. You don't know that. You think like, well, I'm gonna get something new, and the reality is not really, you know.
To recast her role and reshoot the first episode. It's a decision that still haunts her decades later.
That wasn't cool. I wish I could have done that part over.
You see, everyone who left Power Rangers on some money trip, they all regret it. They all like, damn, man, I wish I should have stayed. Where you don't think he wish he would have stayed? Instead, he out doing PPP stuff. You don't think well, you know, he left according on his own accord, but then there was rumors that when JDF and Amy Jo left, there was like, well, you were kind of like a package deal. Yada, yada, yada. You know, we really don't need you. But obviously, the goats of the Power Ranger fandom.
Min, who takes up her mother's Yellow Ranger role.
Whoa, it actually worked!
You're a ranger.
A legit ranger!
Hold on.
Longtime Power Rangers fans tend to agree that out of all the Rangers in the series canon, none are more impressive than Tommy Oliver.
The goat. Anyway, what do you guys think? I mean, I really think this video was written by AI. There was nothing like, I would say, new or groundbreaking. And they got some of the facts surrounding Austin St. John's case wrong. But I did like the fact that they highlighted he wanted to make the Hitler shirts. So there we go. But let me know what you guys think of this. Did Looper get it right? Let me know in the comments section, and I'll see you next video.